Hello, and I'd like to welcome all of you to another one of our paid co-founder trainings that we do on Mondays and Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're glad that you're here. And I got a question I want to lead with here. I'll just direct it to Hunter, and then I'll direct it to the rest of you. And the question is, what's the difference between 50 and 51?
One.
Okay. I'm
A
gonna
whale or
say
not a whale?
I'm gonna say
Yes, well,
it's $100 million difference. Okay,
Can I have a phone?
it's $100 million
That's
difference. The difference between 50 and 51 is $100 million difference. We just got through watching the well video again, the little promo for the being part of the well club. You need to be in the top 50 of any one of our four coins, PFI, PFB, PFS, PFG. Any one of those four coins need to be in the top 50 of that in order to be in the Well Club. Well Club has benefits. The benefits over the next 20 years, I'm sure, when you look at each individual well and how much they were able to receive in benefits, and you add up the value of those benefits, you're looking at $100 million per well in benefits over the next 20 years. Huge, big offer, giant deal. Okay. So that being said, this training has a value. What's the value of showing up to the training based on what we talked about before?
$500.
About $500, right? So if you look at what you're going to get today by being qualified for paid training, ultimately that value you're looking at about $500, value there when you look at it through real eyes. Okay. All right. So that being said, let's go ahead and open up the chat now. And everyone that's qualified to receive paid training, please put your address in there into the chat today, and we'll be sure to get you paid right after this. So I'm super excited about where things are going right now. We are moving faster and faster towards the transition between the old coins and the new coins. And I'm going to give you guys a date now that I think we can put, at least let's bring the pencil out. See, pencils have erasers, right? So when I say we're going to pencil in a date, it's not a super solid date. It's what I'm hoping for at this point. Okay. So let me share my screen. Let's pencil in the following date. Definitely not Thanksgiving. That would be a terrible thing to put it on the same day as Thanksgiving, right? So no, we don't want to do that. So we're not in October. We move on to November. The date I'm looking at is the 22nd of November. Okay. November 22nd. Let's pencil in that date as the day of transition. Saturday, November 22nd. How do you guys feel about that date? What's your feeling about it?
sounds like a good date.
Seems good. Should give us plenty of
Likewise.
time to iron out everything else.
We do have some things to iron out for sure. Okay, so we're going to pencil that in and shoot for it, and I hope we can make it by that date. I mean, we're getting right up against the holidays there, so not what I originally planned, but it's just kind of turning out that way. So November 22nd, that gives us less than a month. We're talking something like 3 weeks, something like that, to get there. So that 3 weeks can go by so fast. We got a lot to do in order for us to make that date a reality. And I need as much cooperation as I can get from everyone. So, what does it cost to be a well? Well, it's a lot less now than it was going to be after that date. Because after that date, it's going to, you're going to have to come up with a lot more money. Let's just say we're talking about tens of thousands, potentially even hundreds of thousands of dollars in order to bump someone out. So it's going to cost a lot after that date. But do we have a true list? Do we have a true list of the wells? We finally do. Let me share it with you. Now, the list is not just wells, but it's people that are potentially up and coming wells that I'm going to show you here. Moving things around. Okay, let's go here. All right. From our menu here on the pool funding website, you have holding. It's the second item. There's home and then there's holding. So we're going to go there. We have a new feature on here. Right down at the bottom here, top 100 PFI holdings, top 100 PFB holdings, and PFS and PFG, okay? Those are 4 new buttons that weren't there before, but they're here now. Let me just use PFB for an example here. I'm going to click on it. Sometimes you have to refresh it. Okay, there you go. Now, this information that we're looking at here gets updated once a day. So it's not real-time information. It's once a day information. So the first thing we see here is 1 right here. And this particular address right here in PFB is holding in their wallet 7 PFB coins, 7.11 PFB coins. But in their account on pool funding, they're actually holding about 4% of a PFB coin. They don't have any collateral in PFB outstanding. So when you add the two together, the 7-11 plus the 4%, it comes out to 7.16. Okay, 7.16 of a coin is what they're holding. The value based on the value of the PFB price, what the price is right at the moment. The value today is $9,088. Okay. Now, if we compare number 1 here with number 1 on the other thing, PFB right here. Okay, it has the contract in the number 1 spot. It has this contract address with 999,882. No, I take that back. It's 999,882 coins in that particular administrative wallet. Okay. Well, we can't really call an administrative wallet a well. That just wouldn't be fair, right? We want to give everybody a fair shake at becoming a well. So we have to exclude that. We also have to exclude the other one below it here because that's also an administrative wallet, the one that's holding a 9.52 PFB coins. But you see here, this wallet address here, technically it's in the 3rd position on the blockchain. That's the 7-11, but it doesn't tell us about what they're holding on their on our website, right? It's not been added in. So if you come back and look, PFB holder top 100, there it is. There's the same address, okay, but now it's in the top position. So the administrative wallets above it have been removed from the list, so that all we're going to see are individuals or people and their wallets, and then also what they're holding and their holdings, and so on and so on. Okay. And so we see here that it's got a 9,088 value there. Okay. And yes, they're verified, and yes, they're trusted, and yes, they're active, right? As is the case with most of the wells. You can see here, most of the top 30 here, it says yes across the board, in most cases. But let's jump down to 51 here. 51 is right here. So whoever's holding this wallet, they've got 0.26 in their wallet. They've got 0.11 in their holding and no collateral. So that means their total is 0.38 at a value today, at today's value of the PFP coin, $486.17. So $486, okay? Spot 50 right here, that wallet address, they've also got 0.26. They also got 0.11, but they're just just a small hair above them because they're also a 0.38 here. But the value of the coins that they're holding is 487. So there's just a little bit more than $1. So less than $2. So more than $1, less than $2. That's the difference between 50 and 51 when it comes to the cost of becoming a whale. So if this person was determined to become a whale, they could do it very easily by going to the market and spending $2. Okay, they could go pump themselves up by pay $2 and then grab that 50th spot. The difference between 50 and 49 is 505 and 587. So I don't know. That's 13 plus 5. That's $18. So for less than $20, person can work their way up into spot 49, right? So on and so on and so on. Okay. What's not quite making sense to me, and I don't know why, is for some reason this one is a smaller amount, 447. So there's something that looks like some sort of an error because it shouldn't be like that. It should be an ever increasing amount. Basically, it should be the amounts should be like always higher as you go up higher on the list. So I'll have to talk to the programmer about that to get that sorted out as to, because that's not correct. Because the value be the same. We're talking about the same coin here, PFP. So I'm not sure why that is the case. Could be that he was using this column here instead of using this column here to rank people, right? So that could be the reason. But anyway, the dollar amount should be just going up. To get to the top of it, it's $9,000 here. 9,000 there, get down to 100. Just go bottom here. 100 is $208. Okay, so you could be in the top, even if you had zero PFP coins. If you come up with $210, you could be in the top 100, and just start working your way up. You got till the 22nd. At this point, up till the 22nd of November, work your way up into a well position and just make it happen. You pick a coin and work your way up, and that you just need one. Just need one spot, and you're a well. Okay. We do have super wells, and they're wells in all 4 coins, and so they take up 4 positions out of the positions available. There's technically there's 200 positions available, but you can hold more than one position, and a super well is holding all 4. And certainly later on there'll be benefits for being a super well. We haven't defined what those benefits are now yet, other than the prestige of being referred to as a super well. So, any questions about the value of being a well and then what it's going to cost to become one? Any questions regarding that? No? I'm doing a good job today. Can they unmute if they want to, Hunter? Okay, go
They
ahead.
can.
Go ahead, Nicholas. You got your hand up. Okay.
You have also the list of the whale's positions in the whale page. Is that according this list?
Come again?
is this the whale page? There you listed the positions of the whales of the
It technically the web page is inaccurate because it's not using the best data, right? So
right.
it's
Right.
using blockchain data, which later on we'll change that, so that it's using
Okay.
the data coming from this new page that was just created.
Yeah.
I think we finished it yesterday. So that's a brand new.
Because
Well, there's 4
also,
pages. Yeah.
yeah, the positions are different
Because
in
what
those
it does,
pages.
what the blockchain doesn't account for is what you're holding in your
Yeah. Right.
in what you would call it, what you're holding
In the holding.
in the website, the pool funding
Yeah.
website, what you're holding there. Now, when it
Yeah.
comes to PFS, there's people that are holding a lot of PFS because we haven't been doing distributions for that for months. And a lot of people have a lot of PFS in their holding, but they don't have it in their wallet. So that's why where the most changes are going to happen in status is it going to be in PFS. So if you are a well and you'd like to remain a well, pay attention right now. It's very important you pay attention. And now you got more data that's more accurate data. Use that more accurate data to swing yourself into the right place for you'd like to be. All right, go ahead, AJ, you got your hand up.
Good morning, Ace.
Good morning.
So you may be leading into this, I'm not sure, but with the new section with the coins, or are you going to explain that today, how that works? Because I haven't actually used that, or is that
When
separate?
you say section of coins, I mean, could you clarify the question and on that aspect?
So if we wanted to deposit into the whatever coin, the procedure of doing that.
Right. So most people are going to go to the market and choose the coin at that level when they go to do their, swap. Are they going to buy some, you're going to use USDT, right, to swap for PFI, PFB, PFS, PFG. So most people will do that. Wells, on the other hand, have additional things available to them on the well page where they can do it on the website and get additional benefits by doing it through the website. That makes sense? Okay. All right. Now,
Yes.
well benefits are basically you got to be a well to know the benefits, right? So it's kind of like well's eyes only kind of a situation going on there. But I'm telling you, the overall value is $100 million over the next 20 years. So that should be enough to motivate anyone to want to be a well. And now that the time is short, because once we transition to the, using the new coin value as the benchmark for well status, instead of the current, old coin value that we're using right now, it's a big transition. It's very, very large, especially in PFI, PFB, and PFS. Very large difference. All right, back to you, Hunter. You got your hand up.
All right, so if anyone here has the same question that AJ had, now the offers that the whales get is one thing, but if you're not a whale, what you're going to want to do, if you want to become a whale, or if you just want to buy the coin on the market, then you would go to PancakeSwap. And we have many trainings on those that are posted regularly every time someone asks. So, yeah.
Yeah, so we have recordings of how to use the PancakeSwap exchange. Yeah. 100%. Okay. Even a person joining right now, could find themselves becoming a whale on their first day if they really, have the means. We're not talking about big money at this point. We're in most cases we're talking $500, in the neighborhood. Maybe it could be less, it could be more, but it's in the neighborhood of $500 to become a well, even at this point today. And like I said, you don't need to be a well in every coin. As long as you're a well in one of the coins, then you're golden. You're good. Okay. But there's a lot of movement happening now, right? People, because the time being short, people are starting to become more actively interested in securing their position as a well, and the spots are limited. So use the tools that we're providing. So I just showed you a brand new tool today. Okay, be sure to use it. This is a wonderful tool that you have right here. So not only do you get to see how you stand against, what the future holds for you on whatever you're currently doing, but now you can also take a peek at what other people are doing by the buttons down here. Okay, click on them and kind of get an idea of what's happening for everyone. Okay, at least in the top 100. Okay, that's the main thing, knowing what's going on in the top 100. All right. We do have a well thing here. I'm not going to click on it, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to let you in on a secret benefit. I'm going to let a secret out of the bag. And it's a brand new thing. It's going to get started today. So a brand new benefit to being a well starting today is when you do a microloan on our microloan website, they're going to be guaranteed. So what we're going to do is we're going to clear out the pipeline. So today it starts. So we're going to take what we have something called whitelisted wells. So you can be a well and not whitelisted. So we're going to take the whitelisted wells. We're going to start with them. And there's about 60 of them, 60. We're going to start with their wallet addresses, and we're going to go into the pool micro lending website. We're going to go in here, and you see where it says open, 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 open. See these open
You're
loans?
not sharing.
Well, I should share so you guys can see. Let's try that again. Share. Okay, so again, if I go from the dashboard over to lend, and then at the bottom of the list here is the open orders. Okay, so if you are whitelisted, well, with open orders in the lending area of the website, you will be the first to experience the new category of guaranteed, right? So basically we have, as far as status goes, okay, we have paid status, we have default status, we have active status, and the new category we're adding now is guaranteed status. And what that means is that I, as the guarantor of the lending website, will be acting as the borrower of last resort, guaranteeing those that have open orders that have been open for too long, guaranteeing that they get paid off. But the way it's going to work for those that are whitelisted wells, they are going to see all of their open orders paid today. Each one's going to get $100 of PML. Boom, 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 at the current market value of $100 today. Okay? Everybody's going to get that. And the reason why they are getting that benefit is that we can trust that all of them would never even think about selling any of their coins, including the PML coin, and disrupting, our escalation to our price target, which is 1.4 million. Okay, they would never do anything like that because that would put their entire well status into it would actually bring it to an end. So We know that they're not going to sell off their coins. So I was talking to somebody earlier today has over 40 of these. They got over 40. They're going to get $4,000 of PML today when we do this, over 4,000, because they have over 40 of these open orders that they put out there over time. And those are all going to get paid as in the new status of guaranteed. So when you click on the link, you're gonna see that it's attached to a batch, because we tend to pay those things off at 50 at a time. So we pay 50 people at a time. So they'll be batched out just like everything else that we do. But yeah, it'll still have a receipt, but you'll just have to search the batch to find your address in there. Okay. But they'll all be paid. And that's where it's going to start. And then the next step is to make it so that anytime a well that is, I'm giving away one of the benefits, okay? Normally these are all secret, okay? So when a well places an order to lend, because they're a whitelisted well, they place the order and then instantly gets paid. They don't have to even wait for a borrower. How about that for a benefit to be a well? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Very good.
starting right now.
Okay.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's still limited to no more than 2 a day if you have over $3,000 of PML in your wallet. So you're still limited to that, a number of the loans that you can do per day. But we're talking about doubling your money instantly because you happen to be a whitelisted well, right? So it's important not only to make sure that you're a well, but make sure you're also a whitelisted well, right? And maybe if you don't know what the difference is, you might want to find out what that is. And if you're not talking to Nancy all the time, you should be. If you're a well and you're not talking to the well liaison, Nancy, that's just silly. Her whole job is to support the wells. That's her job. And anybody who wants to become a well, she's there to support you too. And that's her job. Okay. And that's what she does full time. Nancy, can you say hello? Are you here?
Hello, everyone.
There you
I'm
go.
here.
So if you're a well, or if you want to be a well, or you happen to be in the top 100 of any one of our 4 coins, and you haven't connected with Nancy on Telegram, shame, shame, shame. Okay. Let's fix that right away. Okay. We want you connected because this guy here, I'm leaving on a jet plane. And honestly, I don't know when I'll be back again, but I'm going to be going to California to go see my father, as many of you know, and I don't know what the situation is until I get there. So I just bought a one-way ticket to California. I have no idea when I'm going to come back here. Am I coming back here next week? Am I coming back here in January? Am I coming back here? I don't know. We'll find out when I get there. So even more, as I'm just getting busier with everything, there's only one of me, and that's why I have Nancy and I have the executive team and I have all these other leaders, filling in for me where I can't talk to everyone all the time. I'd love to, but I don't have that power yet. So, I'm working on it, but don't have it yet. Now, for now, work with the team that is there for your support. So be sure to plug into Nancy is my point. Plug into her right away if you haven't already. And, say hi to her once in a while. If you're already connected, be sure to keep that relationship warm. And please don't miss out on anything because the 22nd of November, that's coming up. So it was October 15th. Remember? That was our date. Well, that date failed. We failed to hit that date for, multiple reasons. If you want to blame somebody, you can blame me. Okay. So we'll just say my fault on missing that date. But the November 22nd, I'm going to do everything I can to make that date happen. And then it's going to be up to you as a community to make sure that we do what we need to get done as a community so that we can have a smooth transition from the old coin to the new coin in the transition and all that. Okay. We'll still keep the old coins around, but they'll just have a different purpose, just repurposing them, So, so we'll still want them to, be coins that people want to get in the market. Okay. So exciting news about PML and that's a pretty that's an incredible benefit. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first thing we're gonna do is just gonna find everybody and then pay them. The second thing we're gonna do is create software so that it knows who you are, so that when you go da 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 da, it recognizes you that you're a whitelisted whale, and as soon as you put in your order, boom, it grabs it immediately and it's paid. It shows up as guaranteed. Okay, it'll hold that guaranteed status. That's what will come next, and that's where it will start. And then I think we'll have to extend the guaranteed status to more people. But my problem with more people is not everybody I can trust. I wish I could trust everyone, but I can't. We're dealing with market conditions and people that want to prematurely sell something, and they don't show true concern over the community, and when they prematurely sell. So I have to have some way of protecting everyone while still trying to speed up everything, because that pipeline is full. It needs to be cleared out, right? It's kind of like a big clog. We're bringing in a big gallon of Drano, clear the clog, So we have a big clog of open orders in the lending pool, and let's see how many we can clear out just on this one, just today. I mean, if I were to take a guess, it'd be over 1,000 loans. We're gonna clear out 1,000 loans today on the list, maybe 2,000. But technically we need to clear out about 2,500 of them. Is what I'm thinking. So ultimately, we got to just keep clearing that out until it's got loans are getting picked up within a day or two, not a week or two. We want loans to be picked up within a day or two from borrowers. So everything's a work in progress, but this is we're making great progress, and this is a great idea, and it's happening today. And now you have another reason, once again, to become a well. So if the desire in your heart has not been there yet to become a well, and you're here listening to my voice, maybe today we change that part of your heart and you want to be a well, right? And being a well, there's zero to be afraid of. There's no reason to be afraid and every reason to be happy. Okay. So there's just no downside at all to being a well. None. There's just no way to lose. Okay. So I would say go for it. Because at this stage of the game, you're just going to come out ahead no matter what. No matter what. And it takes so little to secure a spot compared to other great opportunities in the world. Can you look at all the different opportunities in the world and the things that you could do to get something great for yourself? Becoming a well and pool funding is one of the greatest things you could ever hope to have. And at this time, such the smallest cost you could ever imagine possible for something so great. Okay. So if you're listening to my voice, hopefully the seeds of becoming a well are well planted there within you, and you'll do your part to nourish those and to have them get you to the point where you yourself become a well and make it happen. I do know that ultimately the cream will rise to the top. It always does. So the very best of you will be there by the time we do the transition. It looks like the transition, we're penciling in the 22nd of November of this year. So it's coming up quick. That's my message today. Yeah, that's my message today. So anybody want to respond to that message? Anybody have anything they'd like to talk about regarding that message? Staying on point.
Ace,
Yes, go ahead,
Ace,
Joanne.
yes, I have a few questions.
Sure thing.
Let's say I would like to become a whale.
Yes.
I'm a little small, but uh, I would less than 5 feet. I would like to do that, and I'm really not sure where to go with it. Um,
Yeah, so
you know, which,
the process I would recommend for you would be contact Nancy. Have you ever met Nancy?
okay,
Have you talked to her before?
I have, yes, and
Perfect.
she's lovely.
And so what she could do is do a cost analysis as to where you're at and what it will take for you to, she'll look at all four scenarios, the PFI, PFB, PFS, PFG. She'll look at all four for you and say, well, here's
Okay.
the lowest cost. If you do it from this coin, that's how you can do it for the lowest cost. And then come up with a plan, then engage with myself. And then I'm probably going to sprinkle some sugar and a cherry on top and do something sweet for you, Joanne. 'Cause you love me so much.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Okay. We'll make it great no matter what. All right. That was a great question. Anybody else? All right. Good. Okay, let's open the floor up to a question about anything, And I mean it, anything. So you don't get this chance too often. Take your best shot on anything. What do you want to talk about? What's on your mind? They can unmute, right? Right, Hunter?
They can.
I think they might
Ace,
all be stunned right now. The information today has been stunning. Go ahead.
I certainly am anyway.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Ace,
Hey,
Ace.
we got two of you. Should I go with Scott or should I go with Nick?
No,
I think Nick,
Scott.
Nick was first.
Okay, let's go.
slightly.
I said
All right,
Scott.
let's go with Nick first and then Scott.
And the internal conversions, is that open also, or is it via you? What is possible?
I'm sorry, say
The
again.
the internal exchange option.
Yeah. Right now, we still haven't finished the maintenance on the internal exchange, and I don't have a date for that yet. So, that is something, and I'm not really keen on doing any kind of a trading until the PML price gets above 1 million. So why even do that until the price is above 1 million? It'd be better if we wait till it's above 1.2 million, right? 1.2 million would be the ideal place to actually, if I'm going to do something manually, we want you to get the maximum benefit. And I don't want you to shortchange you because we did it on Thursday when we should have waited till, Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Right? Imagine doing something on Thursday and then had you waited till Tuesday, you would have got twice as much. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want that to happen by doing something manually too soon. That makes sense? Okay. Yeah, you're shaking your head, yes. Well, we're glad you're up at
Certainly.
3 o'clock in the morning over there in your part of the world. You're over there, yeah, with the big mountains. Which country are you in?
Netherlands.
The
Yes,
Netherlands.
the flatland, the flat country,
Okay, so
mostly.
okay, it's flat where you're at, but
Yes.
your neighboring countries are like Switzerland and Sweden. Those are the neighbors, right?
No, Germany and Belgium.
Germany and Belgium are your neighbors. Okay. I don't know Europe so well, so apparently.
And the south of us has some hills, but it is not mountains.
All right. Very good. Well, I'm sure someday I'll come visit you there in the Netherlands. All right. Okay, so back to you, Scott. Scott, you're in Thailand. How are you doing there in Thailand today?
Good, thank you. And you?
Very good.
This is sort of completely off topic, but I just wondered how you did you manage to watch that video with Katie Clark and what do you think about it?
I didn't watch the video. Obviously I've got lots going on, so I appreciate people sending me stuff to look at. I saw the title, And the idea, the concept is working backwards, right? Take success and work your way backwards from it to your current position. That's kind of the idea of it.
Let me look at what it says now, because I've seen more than one of hers.
Yeah. The one you sent me was something, success by working backwards or something like that.
How to make by Ben by playing it backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about, instead of thinking about your, the situations in life, what's happening and what's going on, to think of yourself first as, you are the light, your true self is divine, etc.
Yeah.
And working from that rather than, working from the things that are happening in your life.
Let's talk about the concept. I mean, I probably could produce my own video on the subject. So let me tell you my just based on the title alone, and tell you from my personal experience what it's like to work backwards. It's no different than setting a goal. People have a goal, right? If it's already happening, it's not a goal, right? A goal is something that's yet to be achieved. That's how we define it. Make sense? So we've got something that has yet to be achieved. And we say, that's what we want. That's what we're going for. But let's suggest that instead of saying, okay, here's where I'm at and here's where I want to go, how do I get there, right? It's actually much better to say, that's where I want to be. And how do I, what does it look like from the other direction, right? Going backwards, right? So you project yourself forward into time. And if you hear me talk about timelines and future, and I spend a lot of time in the future, I don't necessarily have a time machine like the movie, where I jump into a time machine and crank it up and, go 88 miles an hour and boom, I'm in 1985. No. Instead, it's more of a mental exercise, if you will, but it's more of a spiritual exercise if you come right down to it. Okay. Because in the spirit realm, there's no such thing as time. But basically you start where you want to be and you get a clear picture from there. So you gather clarity. You gather clarity as to what it's like to have that which you would like to have. Think about it. Try to breathe it in. Just try to imagine it being a certain way. Maybe some people like to use the car as an example. Picture yourself behind the wheel of that car. Picture yourself putting your foot on the gas pedal of that car that you want. Maybe it's a sporty, speed, fast, hugs the curves of the road kind of car. Maybe it's a sports car. Maybe that's what you want, perhaps. And you just picture yourself, you're on the Pacific, Highway 1. It runs along the beach of California. So you're on PCH 1, and there's nobody else on the road. It's twilight, and you're the only car on the road. And yes, the speed says 75, but you happen to be going faster than 75. And there's some curves on that highway that hugs the beach of California. Okay. There's some curves, and as you work your way through Malibu and other places, on that PCH 1, you just picture yourself that in that car. It's like you become one with your sports car, and you're just, you're taking in that whole feeling. And then you it's a new car. You can smell the leather, the new car leather smell. Every breath you're taking it in. Just everything is shiny, new, and it's just very smooth. And so you take the whole experience. You just imagine you with your imagination. Okay. You just take it all in as to what it's like to be at that goal, to be there. Okay. That's what you want, clarity right there. When you have that, then okay, so you think about just before arriving. So what would that be like? Well, I'm driving the car now, but before that, I had to buy the car. So now I picture myself in the dealership. Okay. I'm at the car dealership of that particular car. It's actually on the showroom floor. They're highlighting it. They have the car on a spinning wheel, inside the dealership because it's that special of a car, and you're there and you're talking to the sales rep there, and you're working out a negotiation with them because there's the sticker price, but nobody pays sticker price, and you're working that out. What that dialogue's gonna sound like, feel like, the power you're gonna feel that you could pay sticker if you wanted to. Imagine going into a car dealership with the full knowledge you can pay sticker price, but you go in there to negotiate anyway. You're coming out with the car, period. Okay. Am I right or am I right? So then you picture that whole situation. That's you're working your way backwards, right? You see how that works, guys? And it's all about using your imagination. Okay, Einstein said it's better to imagine than it is than to memorize or to learn things by memory. What good is a bunch of knowledge without the power of imagination to go with it, right? It's useless. Knowledge is useless unless you have imagination. It's a true statement. Knowledge is useless without imagination. Okay? You can know something, that doesn't mean you live it, right? So that's the thing. It's better to have imagination and use that as a way to move your life in a forward direction. Okay, very important. So I haven't seen the video. It's on my list of video. I do want to watch it. I have a desire to watch it. That's why I remembered what it was about, Scott.
Yeah.
I
just think you had a very good way of explaining not just that, but other ones that I've looked at as well recently.
Yeah, and that's what I love about YouTube is that I got hundreds of free mentors. And I don't pay them anything per se, except for I subscribe to them and YouTube's paying them. And that's that's where I go to to gain my information. I'd say it's first YouTube, second Google for me, and that might change for the whole AI thing. That's I'm still learning the AI thing myself, but for now it's YouTube first, then Google, and then from there the internet, generally speaking. Lots of good people out there, and I love to get people like that into pull funding. Imagine that. And I'm thinking of future benefits. I'm thinking of a benefit called influencer, an influencer benefit. So take an existing influencer and say, if you're an influencer, we can offer you this, to come and join us as an additional reason to join us because you're not just a regular person, you're an influencer. So we'll treat you differently, roll out a bit of a red carpet to the influencers. So I'd love to get more those kind of people on board. And, we definitely have, a future that allows us to be very powerful in drawing in anybody we want into what we're doing here. So, yeah, off the topic, but still relevant to what matters, right, Scott?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. So if you're not imagining being a whale, today's a good day to do it. Okay. So start now if you haven't already started. Okay. Because and you just have to believe a little bit that you can do it. And then I'm telling you, there's not one of you that can't do it. All of you that if you're hearing my voice right now, all of you can do it. The only person stopping you is you. And it could be the lack of imagination, and that's something you can work on. For sure. All right. So believe in yourself, imagine yourself where you want to be, and then live life like it's going to happen at some point. It's going to happen. Picking the dates is always the trickiest part of the future because not everything lands exactly on the date that you think it's going to land on, and it doesn't have to either for you to be happy. You still be happy if a date is missed. The journey is definitely worthwhile. It's a fun and fulfilling journey, to take to a life going up. Okay. All right. Anybody else have something they want to talk about? Anybody else? Going once?
Ace, would you mind just saying hi to my brother and sister-in-law?
Your
Whoops,
brother
I
and
just turned
sister-in-law are here? Well, where
Yeah,
are they?
Thomas. In Jakarta.
Okay, so they're in Indonesia. Okay, well, hello there to Indonesia, to Thomas and
To Sylvie.
and to Sylvie. Okay, welcome. We're glad you're here. Did they get all set up for paid training?
We're working on it.
I love it. I love it. Good deal. Okay. All right, let's take a look. I just got a message here. I just got to send a quick message to the program real quick. All right. Okay, good deal. We're glad everybody showed up today. We're glad that you came. Thank you for being here. Realize that the journey is where all the fun is, okay? I just want you to know that's where the fun is. It's the journey. Okay. The destination, that's something we all look forward to, right? But I'm telling you, the real fun happens inside the journey. Okay, it really does. That's where you get the thrills and the chills and all the exciting stuff happens in the journey. Okay. The destination is more of like you're camping out, you're kicking up your legs, or you're taking a moment to just rest, right? So the destination is more of a moment of peace than it is. But yeah, the journey though, that's where you can really have a good time, be a lot of fun. Enjoy the journey. Life is a journey, and pool funding, as we move forward into the future, it's a journey, and you've come along with us, and we're glad you're here on this journey. And we hope that for you listening to me right now, that it means you're a whale and you're at the best part of the journey with the other whales. Okay. Because it's really an awesome thing. So thank you so much for coming. We're glad you're here. We hope that you bring your friends and family in too, and that they will be able to join us on this wonderful journey and have some fun with us too. And I see David, you got your hand up? No, that's not. He's at the destination, kicking his legs up and throwing his hand back. We're at the end of the call. All right, David. Anyway, so
Travel well, eh?
what's that?
Travel well.
Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, tomorrow I'm hopping on a plane to go see my dad in California. Yeah, I literally go back in time. So I leave the Philippines, and then I arrive 2 hours earlier in California. So the time zones and all that change to the point where I had to set back the time by 2 hours from when I left the Philippines. But I'll be in the air for a while, so it's a one-way. It's a non-stop flight. So, but yeah, and I'm not sure how long I'll be in California. I'll be there, just sorting things out and figure out better how long I'll be there after a couple of days of just observing and getting a feel for what's going on there. And I'm always hoping for the best for everyone, especially for me and my family. And we'll just see how it goes. But I did sense a bit of urgency, so that's why I chose to leave now instead of making it like a plan for next year. I kind of felt like it wasn't worth taking the risk of waiting, for a more convenient time. So that's why I'm leaving now. And be sure to use the executive team and Nancy and anybody else, the leaders, and Hunter pitches in all the time. And you know, please, if you take Hunter's time, give him some money for it. Okay, he's not on any, he's not on a salary here, so he just works to serve, and people pay him as needed. Barry, did you want to add something? You came unmuted for a moment. No, you're good. Okay. All right, there you go. So use the resources we provide you, and promote this video. The more people that are chasing after that desire to become a well, the better the cream will be when it rises to the top. Is the way I look at it. And some super exciting things are in store as we move forward. So I look forward to seeing you guys again on Monday when we have our next paid co-founder training. Till then, we can all unmute and say bye for now.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Bye for now. Have a safe flight.
Happy Halloween if you celebrate that.
Hello, everyone, and have a good